On this episode of Sights, Bites, and Frights, we're heading to Austin, Texas. Old Austin. You'll see what we mean by that.
This is Austin, the jewel of Texas. And not only is it the state capital of Texas, but it is also the live music capital of the world. The greater Austin area boasts a population of about 2.4 million people. And I'm telling you, this town has a little bit of everything for everyone. Nightlife, pro sports, food, culture, art, music. These guys got everything. And yeah, it's Texas, so you can bet your ass they got barbecue. You may have heard the saying or read it on a t-shirt, keep Austin weird. Well, this is a direct reference by the locals to Old Austin. Specifically, the preservation of the Austin of yesterday. Before the gentrification, before the population explosion, and before the tech industry took over. When the soul of your city is at stake, what can be done to save it? Today, we're meeting with some old Austinites to see what they're doing to keep the soul alive.
This is Sights, Bites, and Frights. I'm your host, Michael Davies, and the fun starts right now. The first stop in our journey through Old Austin takes us to Sam's Barbecue. Their origin story is a little out of the ordinary, but then again, so is their food.
How long has Sam's Barbecue been at this location?
I've been here 49 years myself. When my daddy won in a gambling game, we doing pretty good.
This is a great spot, and obviously it's been in the community for decades.
Decade, right.
Would you say that you're like a staple or a pillar of the community and everybody knows you around here?
Well, everybody know me. Coming from way down here, now I'm way up here, I'm doing good. I got 18 kids, 48 grandkids.
That's amazing. Congratulations. Truly, that is wonderful.
I'm wondering, what gambling game do you lose your restaurant in? You tell me what's more important than family. I don't know. Barbecue? I mean, it is Texas. Let's dive in.
What we have here is brisket and sausage. This is the 2-meat plate, right?
Okay, right.
There's something special about these green beans too, right? Like all of this is your recipe.
Right, it makes yourself prefer good.
Whoa! Oh, that is amazing. This, sir, is delicious.
That grandma cooking.
Oh my God, these green beans are crazy.
Everybody don't sell no green bean like that.
I've never tasted a green bean like that, and you will never taste a green bean.
You can't go nowhere and get green bean like that. You get a potato salad.
I'm gonna.
Don't eat, stop eating green bean for a minute. I know they're good. Just stop for a minute. Just try the potato salad.
Okay, gotta get in the potato salad now.
Yeah, try the potato salad. Them green bean got to be good, but you won't even stop eating them.
Oh my goodness.
Just stop a little bit of everything.
All right, this is the sausage. That's really good sausage. A barbecue joint isn't a barbecue joint unless you have some brisket, especially here in Texas.
Right, it's Texas, yeah. You see what I said about my brisket, right?
What?
You don't need no teeth. Take all your teeth out, come on, eat it. You don't need no teeth.
You don't need teeth to eat his brisket.
You don't need no teeth.
All right,
come on down.
let me just get in here. Look at this. Oh, that just melts in your mouth, man. Do you have a favorite thing that you like to eat here? What's your favorite? The pickles. All right. You don't like any of the meat? You just like the pickles?
Yeah, I like the pickles, sausage, and brisket.
Pickles, sausage, and brisket. Well,
It's good?
that is out of this world. That is amazing.
Better word.
Thanks for,
No wonder you've been here for so long.
thanks for my papa.
This place is, you guessed it, legendary in East Austin. Celebrity patrons have been gracing this hole-in-the-wall, family-run feast fest for decades.
Are you gonna pass on the recipes to the kids?
Well, probably one of my daughters, my grandbabies, whoever want to, whoever want to work,
You want the person who wants to.
who wants to do it.
Yeah, that's the right.
And then you won't have no problem. If they don't want to work, what can I say, Mom? I got 18 kids. I got 48 grandkids. I am not in no rush.
What price do you put on your legacy, though, right? Like this place,
It ain't no price.
there's no price.
No price.
So then the only, unless nobody wants to take over, then maybe, but
Right. There you go. I like what you think. Man, you think alike. Man, you think alike. If somebody want to take over, and then I sell it.
right. And then fine.
Then anybody want my money? No.
Yeah.
If you don't help me, put on TV real good. If you don't help me, I don't help you. If you help me, I help you.
Here, here, absolutely.
I don't mind helping, but you have to help your daddy or your grandpa. You have to help if you want help.
Yeah.
See, I met better a long time ago. One thing about meeting better, when you meet better, you'll do better. You'll live better, you look better, you walk better, you eat better, you sleep better. All your better come out now, cause why? I met better.
I gotta say, Brian, that's great advice. If you haven't met better yet, then you better.
See, east side of 35 was the cheapest thing in Austin ever had. See, you can't build nothing else on the other side of 35. It's already packed. So now everybody coming east. They moving all black folks to Pflugerville, Round Rock, Hutto. 20 years ago, white folk couldn't even come over here. And now you gotta run up down the street, walking dog, jogging. They bought all black folks out of here.
I love this place. It's living history. Austin is renowned for its restaurants and bars. This is definitely a nightlife town. One of my absolute favorite live music venues is the Skylark Lounge. It is the perfect spot to immerse yourself in old Austin culture. It's dark, it's chill, and my buddy Johnny is going to tell us all about it.
This is the world famous Skylark Lounge. I gotta tell you, it's legendary, and I'm thrilled to be here. The culture of Skylark Lounge is unlike most nightclubs or bars anywhere. What's the origin story of the Skylark?
First off, I appreciate you recognizing culture because that's what we're known for. And that culture started when I was a kid. And I was raised by a woman here in town by the name of Alice Mae Turner. She was my mom's best friend, and they raised me together with my 5 brothers. And Alice Mae used to tell me about the East Side, and it went from there. And I've spent my whole life and my whole career here. That culture was like a gift to me that I got to carry. And the reason I felt like it was a gift that I got to carry is because a lot of the people that created these businesses, the black men and women and business people that were here and the residents here, have now dissipated in a lot of ways. But I was able to get that culture taught to me, and in a way that I can't be removed, and that I can carry it on, and I look at it like that. So that's the culture. It doesn't matter who walks through that door. We want to make them feel comfortable. We want to make them feel like they're home.
I know the moment I walked in here, I was like, okay, this is a place for me.
Yeah, thanks.
And that's kind of the point, you know, for us making this show is to shine a light on places that are pillars in the community, that are holding up the community, that stand out, maybe are a little overlooked because of the gentrification that's going on downtown. What does Old Austin mean to you, and how is it that or why is it so important?
Well, Old Austin kind of meant to me was the city at one time when it was 4, 5, 6, 700,000 people, is that we're kind of closed. There wasn't a lot of tech. There wasn't a lot of people coming and going. People were at the university, and we have a turnover every 4 years. 50,000 students would come in and go. But in those days, it really felt like that it was more of a close-knit community. There was a separation about 35 from the east and the west.
Right.
And so I won't say that it was some sort of, perfect world, but I think people worked in harmony.
We came up with a saying on the show that in every big city, there's a small town, you just don't know where to find it, And
that's exactly right.
Speaking to somebody like you, who's a local, this is the small town that you're looking for in Austin, which is, giant, metropolis now.
Yeah.
But there's pockets of this heart and soul, and you're part of that. Another fun thing we like to talk about on the show, this is an old building.
It is. It used to be a lumber yard. A lumber was in here.
There's got to be ghosts.
Huh?
Did you have ghosts?
Well, I don't know if there's ghosts, but there's certainly raccoons and possums.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Is there any one thing that really stands out to you, whether a band or something that's happened here?
So when I was going to open it up for the first time, I was looking for the right person to come play. And I had envisioned who they were going to be. And I was searching around, and I went to the churches, and I said, do you have a musician? And I went to people that lived in the neighborhood. And a friend of mine came and said, you're not going to find her in the church, but her name is Margaret Wright. And she is well known in the city, and she's played music here forever. She's older now, she's in her 70s, but she's played at the Driscoll. She was the main piano singer there. She played in all the gay bars in town. She was well known there. She played in front of the legislature, governors knew her.
Oh, okay.
And so I called her on the phone, and I said, hey, Miss Wright, I'd never heard her before. And I said, I'm opening this bar, and where the old airport bar and grill was. And I said, I would like you to come and play happy hour for me. And she laughed, because she's had this big, robust laugh. And she goes, no, they told me you were going to call me Mr. Johnny. And I said, well, I really love you to play, but Miss Wright, I've never owned a bar before, and I've got to know, what you sound like. I'm on the phone to her, and I said, I've got to know what you sound like, and could you come and play? So and it was just quiet on the phone, and she goes, you want me to come audition for you? And I said, yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I have to hear you. And she goes, Mr. Johnny, do you drink? I said, yes, ma'am, I do. And she goes, well, what do you drink? I said, well, I drink Crown Royal. And she goes, well, Mr. Johnny, why don't you just wag yourself up to the liquor store and wag yourself onto my house on Martin Luther King Drive and sit at the end of my piano, and I'll play a little tune for you and I'll audition for you. She came here and she opened it up. And
Nice.
She changed my life. And she was like a mother to me. And she worked here every week tirelessly, guiding me, teaching me, loving me. She sat right where you're sitting every single night, played her piano and happy hours, and we loved her. And she passed away during COVID. And she was the mentor. Her piano still sits in the back, and that person means everything to this bar, everything to this community, and everything to me.
Think she's still here?
I know she is still here.
Next time you're in Austin, Texas, do yourself a favor and check out the Skylark Lounge. Coming up after the break.
We have a saying, anytime is taco time, right?
That's the best saying I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Anytime is taco time.
Yes.
This is Don's Barbecue, and it's one of 3, am I correct?
Yes, sir. It sure is.
What got you and your family into the restaurant game?
Well, we always worked in restaurants. I met my husband at a Mexican restaurant. He got my attention with the chalupas compuestas, and his favorite was the chicken ranchera, and that's what kind of got us together at that Mexican restaurant.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the decades-old rivalry between breakfast tacos.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in San Antonio claims they're better in San Antonio, and everybody in Austin claims they're better in Austin.
Mm-hmm.
What is the truth?
You know, I have to say, Don's Barbecue. You know, they claim, hey, you have the best brisket tacos, the brisket and bean, brisket and potato. Our carne guisada is good. I mean, we've gotten raves about our carne guisada.
Do you have a favorite taco? Like, if there's one taco that you would eat?
Oh, God, you had to say that. Oh, and it's
You
so
can say
simple.
all of them?
No, it's so simple. Mine is bean and cheese.
Same.
You know, we can do a little combination, but bean and cheese taco are my favorites. And we got the red sauce, the chipotle, and we have the green medium sauce. So I make sure I tell people, because then I said, we have that fire extinguisher over there. You end up.
I'm like, bring it on. Bring it on, sister. I like the fire. I love the heat.
He's not kidding. He loves the heat. And these sausages are delicious. I bet he's going to say, oh, that's so tangy.
Oh, that's so tangy.
Told you so.
These are breakfast tacos?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Well, no,
Or-
we just call them tacos, because you can have them any time of the day.
Any time of day.
Any time of the day. 7 days a week.
Okay, they're not breakfast tacos, even though you might choose to eat these at breakfast.
Right. We have a saying, anytime is taco time.
That's the best saying I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Anytime is taco time.
Yes.
Migas with cheese. That's the best taco I've ever had.
It really is.
I'm almost afraid to go near that thing.
Yeah.
All right, I will take a bite though to
Okay.
say that I took a bite of this.
That's a brisket burger.
A brisket burger. This is heavy as a newborn baby. Look at this thing. is crazy. Oh, wow. This is the chewing part. This is unprecedented, but I gotta get another one in here.
Okay.
Unbelievable. All right, now potato salad, because I've had a lot of meat, so I need to put some salad in my mouth. Nothing like a bunch of carbs. And then a little coleslaw to show my mom that I'm getting
Yes.
my roughage. Oh, it's almost sweet in
Yes. Apple cider vinegar.
there. Wow. Rather than a bitter or sour,
Yep.
that is the way to eat a coleslaw.
Celery seed.
Oh yeah, you're killing it here. No meal is complete without a dessert.
Yes, yes.
This is a peach cobbler, right?
Yes, peach cobbler. It's really popular. You know, we do have bluebell ice cream. People top it off with some vanilla.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
Or whatever flavor you want.
I thought that's the rule, but that is dangerously delicious. Because you could just gobble that up.
Oh yes, yes. That's my favorite go-to dessert.
Yeah, I see why.
If you want great barbecue with a great variety on the menu, come to Don's. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Denise, this is unbelievable food. You guys are doing such an amazing job here at Don's.
Thank you.
Now, one thing about South Texas that I've found is it's very haunted.
Haunted, okay.
Haunted.
Okay.
Do you know any ghost stories in the area or any haunted locations or anything kind of spooky?
You know, my mother had old fairy tales that once someone passed away, cover the mirrors because the person that just died, they come back, and so you don't want to see the reflection in the mirror. And I said, okay, Mother, I'll do that. So, and then the house that my parents lived in, it will be 100 years old next year.
Wow.
It's off of Willow and Waller, and there's nobody living there, and people could say it could be haunted, but I don't think so. I go by every Sunday after church, and I imagine my parents still on the porch, and I tell them hello. And I miss them.
That's very nice. Coming up next, I'm going to have a nap.
Well, I decided to skip the nap, mainly because it's hot as balls here. Now, that said, I found the perfect way to beat the heat. A bad day on the water is better than a good day at the office. I'm on a boat! Now, so you know, the canoe is one of the oldest forms of transportation on the planet. Certainly, I think it's the oldest form of aquatic transportation. I mean, I think the oldest is probably feet, like your legs. One of the coolest things about living in Austin, or visiting Austin, all year round, outdoor activity. And it's 105 degrees today. So even just a little bit of the breeze that we're feeling here is like a welcome relief. But look at that. Oh, the city. We're gonna cut to a shot of the city. Look, because it's right there. This is so cool. Fact, Austinites have been cooling off in the Colorado River for thousands of years. Hi. How's it going?
Beautiful, right?
Yeah, it's hot today.
It's hot today, but so pretty.
Yeah. Hey, ducks. Oh, the mic pack is digging into my butt. These seats are not forgiving. When they're not burning your I mean, they're pretty hard. All this rowing is making me hungry, man. Oh, I could use a burger. Coming up after the break. This is vintage.
Yes.
Old school hamburger joint dating back to the 60s.
Yes.
On this episode of Sights, Bites, and Frights, we're hitting one of the most iconic burger joints in the universe.
Top-notch hamburgers. Should we go in?
Yeah.
All right.
If you love vintage cars, charcoal grilled burgers, fried chicken, and a real throwback nostalgic vibe, then there's only one place to visit in Old Austin. Top-notch hamburgers. My buddy Kelly has been coming here since he was a little kid, and now he thinks he owns the place. Because he does. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. What is Top-Notch Hamburgers? Why is this important to the community?
Top-notch hamburgers is over 52 years old. It's in a building that's been a restaurant for 60 plus years. It is the real deal car hop, drive up.
This is vintage.
Yes.
Old school hamburger joint dating back to the 60s.
Yes.
Why did you buy it? What happened? You're like,
I'm in the restaurant business. I have been for a long time. I grew up having my birthday parties here and a roller skating rink around the corner,
Right.
and a mini golf place around the corner. So all my birthday parties, we'd go play, then we'd come here. And so I've been eating here since long before I can remember.
when I say Old Austin, what does that mean to you?
My kids are like 8th generation Old Austin. Like our family's been here a long time.
Wow.
I went to school with cousins and when it was a small town until probably the early 2000s. I could look in the phone book and knew everybody with my last name. It was a town back then, not a city.
Right.
And so the people that have been around, you know, I see them on the streets. I still see friends from the old days, and I see them more often at the old establishments, the longtime bars, the longtime restaurants, the stores that have been here my whole life. So that's Old Austin.
It's funny that you say it used to be a town, even as recently as like 20 some odd years ago. No other city in America has gone through such a transformation in such a small period of time as Austin.
Yeah.
Like from overnight. Are there places left that you like to go? Places that remind you of that once upon a time city?
There are, and I think what's important to note is it's not necessarily the old places like Top Notch. It's the old people doing new stuff. So there's bars I go to that are newer, but it's the same crowd that I drank with in the late 90s.
What's the future of Old Austin? Like what we're talking about? Is it scary?
Today, there's always something that's getting torn down, that's on the ropes, whether it's property tax or encroaching development or whatever it is. I feel like every year we lose something of Old Austin. And I mean, it's a war of attrition around here. It's like, what's going to be left? What are my kids going to know when they grow up? Are they going to want to live here? I don't know what'll be left in 10 years. The change from, we call it 2007, that was the year that the world tipped in Austin. And that wasn't that long ago.
What was that tipping point in 2007?
I think when the media took notice of Austin as a top place to live for quality of life, people started moving here. I think Austin went through a time where there was no checks and balances.
I think, no, there was lots of checks.
There was lots of checks, yes. If we don't hold on to some things and protect some things and take a stand, it's like, this place isn't making me a millionaire,
Yeah.
It's important to me and my business partners that we take a viable business, apply some new procedures to it, and keep it going. So, I don't repaint it every few years like I probably would if it was a newer building. I like the look. I like the way it feels.
Coming up after the break.
So I ordered you the Longhorn Special. It's a double meat cheeseburger with special sauce,
nice,
hand battered onion rings, and a fried cherry pie.
This really is the perfect old school burger joint. All of the signature burgers are out of this world, and honestly, it will transport you back in time. Not literally.
charcoal burgers, fried chicken, milkshakes, and fried pies. So I ordered you the Longhorn Special. It's a double meat cheeseburger with special sauce,
Nice.
hand battered onion rings, and a fried cherry pie. I got me a 2-piece. I love my thighs, but I wanted a breast because I'm hungry also.
Okay.
Fries, coleslaw, Texas toast, and some fresh pickled jalapenos.
Tell me about the charcoal, because like you're the only restaurant that can do this, right?
We're grandfathered into a charcoal broiler over there. So it's flame-kissed charcoal grill like it's been since even before it was top notch. It goes back to a legacy restaurant. The health inspector told me I'm the only one in town with a licensed charcoal grill. I'm not saying it's the only one, but I'm the only one
It's licensed.
That's licensed and that everybody knows about. Let's go. So it's a Longhorn Special, or the number 4 as the Aggies like to order it.
That is unbelievable.
It's really, you can taste the charcoal.
That is by far one of the best hamburgers I've ever had in my life.
My favorite thing to do with fried chicken is if I get invited out on a boat, throw a box of cold chicken and a bunch of jalapenos in there. You have a beer out on the water at the lake, it's great. So
Why aren't we doing that right now?
yeah, it's only 108 outside.
It's 1,000 degrees outside. We should be on the lake.
The first Saturday of every month, Top Notch Hamburgers features some of the most classic cars you're going to see anywhere. No vintage car rally is complete without a bunch of VWs showing off. They've got hot rods. One of my favorite all-time vintage muscle cars, the Ford Mustang. And let's not forget this beauty, the classic Chevrolet Camaro. The burgers are outstanding, the chicken is outstanding, this pie is outstanding, the cars are outstanding. There's not much more that I could say about Top Notch Burgers than it's outstanding. And that concludes this episode of Sights, Bites, and Frights. From Old Austin, I'm Michael Davies. See you next time. Thanks for watching Sights, Bites, and Frights. We'll see you on the next episode.